Hello. So I did a video a few weeks ago about just riffing in pentatonic using that E pedal note, and I thought, you know what, I quite like doing that, so I'm going to do a few more of these using various scales. It kind of gives some context to why we learn scales rather than just, no, I just learned this scale. It's good for you. So I like to teach with context to the uses of some of these scales and how to get around the guitar and when to use them or how to use them if there's no one else playing with you. So just making riffs up is a cool start to this. So I'm going to use the E harmonic minor scale today, and we're going to have a go at that and get some of those darker metally sounds out of it, or I guess desert sounds as some of the kids say it sounds like. Now the cool thing about this chord, it's a full diatonic chord, so we're going to have all 7 notes and we're going to do it over 2 octaves. The 7th note is sharpened, and that's kind of why it gives it that tone. Because your normal minor scale, if I play like an E minor scale, just you could finish it on the 7th note there and it doesn't sound too unfinished. Whereas if you put the harmonic minor in and put the sharp on the 7th, it really wants to pull to be finished back to 1, yeah? So I guess it's kind of been used for centuries now. It's got a slightly harsh ending to it, which works really well for a darker music. And we like darker music, I certainly do. So let's learn this scale then. We'll start on the A string. We're going to use our first finger. We're going to use all 4 fingers for this. It's important. We're not going to cheat. We're going to try and make sure that we use these fingers, including our pinky, to get these scales. They're good for your fingers. It's good to get them warm before you play or anything like that, just to run a few scales. Like I say, I think getting some context to these scales is the important part, because they can be super boring. You're like, oh, why am I doing this? It's got no real melody to it. It's got nothing to it. It's just a noise going up and down. And it's good for your ears to hear that kind of thing. But at the same time, we want to play things that sound cool or nice. So let's put some context to this and get it working. So we'll learn the scale first, and then we'll add some context to this. Right, okay, so we're going to do it over 2 octaves. Yep, so we're going to start on the 7th fret of the 5th string of the A string, first finger, and we're going to play 7 with our first, then 9 with our third, and then 10 with our pinky. So, and then we're going to move down a string to the D string and do exactly the same. First finger 7, third finger 9, pinky 10. Then we'll go to the G, the 3rd string, and we're going to play 8 and 9 with our second finger on 8 and our third finger on 9. So there's your first octave. And then we're going to go to the B string, the 2nd string, with our first finger, and we're going to do first finger, second finger, pinky, which is going to be 7, 8, 10. And then on the last string, the E string, the high E, we're going to have the 7, 8 with first and second, and then we're going to move down to 11 and 12 with our second and third finger. So altogether you'll have 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 8, 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 11, 12. Now this is a movable pattern, so it can be played anywhere, and wherever that root is, the guitar does all this maths for you that you don't have to think about anymore. You don't have to think about what sharps or flats are in whatever key. As long as you know the shape, I could play it starting on the C on the 3rd fret, as long as my fingers play that exact same pattern. Yeah, and I know a 2-octave harmonic minor scale, and it doesn't matter what I'm playing. If I'm playing in a minor key of a song, I can easily throw that into some improvisation in a band situation or anything like that. It's my guitar solo coming up in one of the songs. We're playing in D, whatever, I can just play harmonic minor if I want and give it that sort of dark edge, rather than just using the pentatonic minor all the time, like lots do, and lots get stuck in that, and I've been stuck in that, and it takes a long time to get out of it. And I think this is one of the cool ways to get out of it, is to learn the harmonic minor, because it does sound so different. It does sound cool, whereas some of the other scales, like the Aeolian scale or the natural minor scale, is based around that, and it's easy to drop back into the pentatonic without thinking, and then you're still playing pentatonic and you're still stuck in the box. So playing the harmonic minor drags you away from the E pentatonic box, because you've got to be all the way up here then, yeah? And you can drop in and out of the pentatonic and harmonic, and we'll talk about that in a second. But it's a cool way to get around the guitar in a different place and not be stuck in the pentatonic box. Right. It's one way that I teach quite regular, because it sounds cool, and generally people are quite excited to learn something that does sound this way, because it is so different to what we usually hear on a guitar, because we're so used to hearing pentatonic. So let's give this a go then. So we're going to do exactly the same as I did a few weeks ago, where we pedal that E note, and keep coming back to it during the riff. And I guess what we could do is, once we get comfortable with this, we could start adding it to the video that we did the other week, and using the pentatonic shapes as well as the harmonic minor shape, all into one riff, and we'll have a go at that in a second. But first, we'll just have a go at the harmonic minor and see if we can make some riffs up. So a cool thing about being in the 7th position here is the 5 chord, or the power chord, over the 7th fret of the 5th string. If we know power chords, we'll have 7 and then 9 on the 4th string, usually with our 3rd finger. Depends what we're playing and how fast we're playing and things like that. Sometimes we'll just use our 4th finger, 3rd finger. And if you want to extend that and get the octave in it, we can play the 9th fret of the 3rd string as well. And we've got the 1, 5, and back to the 1, yeah? Tune. There we go. Right, okay. So we've got the 1, 5, 1, yeah? So you can pedal. We've heard that kind of thing tons of times. Some Guns N' Roses. Yeah, Rocket Queen and stuff like that, where they use the pedal. This is cool, but this time harmonic minor, yeah? So I'm going to use that because I like the sound of that when I'm just making something up. I'm just going to make something up now. As simple as that, yeah? And I only use the notes of that scale the whole time. So if you want to give that a go, that's pretty cool. See if you can make things up. Yeah, and it sounds cool with the high pitched notes. I don't think it works quite as well with the pentatonic to go that high, but it works with the harmonic minor pretty well. Hear things like Slayer riff, Raining Blood and stuff, kind of work around that harmonic minor scale if you've heard things like that. Not fully, it's a little bit chromatic, but you've got that feel to that Slayer kind of feel, if that's what you're into, which I am. So let's let you have a go at that at home, and once you feel like you're comfortable with that, I'll put a link to the, will it be there? It'll be the first time I've ever done that. The link to the pentatonic riffing video, and you can have a look at that one as well, and see if we can mix them both together then, and we'll have a go at that now and see if we can mix this harmonic minor with some pentatonic things, yeah? Yeah, and you get all that fretboard from 2 scales there, and we're just messing about, and we're just using our ears to find the things that we like the sound of, yeah? So, just playing in that position. You could even drop your pentatonic to play over the 12th fret. I mean, I didn't always stop on the root note when I played that then, But if you can aim for the root notes in some of these scales, it can kind of make it easier to make little phrasing sound more finished. Yeah, if we go back to there's the root. Yeah, and getting back to some of these roots, yeah, will sound cool. But use your ears and let the other notes ring as well. You'll find that like that 8 can sound pretty cool on the second string and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. So is that another place where we can use this is moving this scale. Like I say, it's movable. We could play it in drop D and do the exact same thing. And then I was thinking of doing some videos where we're going to improvise along with some tracks. I just need to get better at editing before I do that. So using some of these tracks, and I think a good one, and I use it quite a lot because I get like the school bands to play it, because Seven Nation Army, it's one of the first songs we ever learn as players. I was probably 14 or 15 when that song came out, so I've been playing quite a while before then, so I obviously learnt Smoke on the Water. But since Seven Nation Army, it seems to have taken over that spot a little bit, I guess. It's one of the first things I teach some of the kids that want to play electric guitar, because it sounds cool, everyone's heard it. And then if they join the school band that we run, it's one of the first songs we ever do every year, because anybody can play it. I can post another link to the tutorial to that song. So, yeah, getting good at this. Right, okay, so we can use that, and I like that song because it's in E minor. And it runs, and it's got 3 instrumental parts, and it's in the band. I can say like, oh, you play the first instrumental part and make a solo up, and you do the second, you do the third. And on most of the time, they're just playing pentatonic over the 12th fret or open, or the 12th fret, and sometimes the 5th fret if they're feeling confident. But the ones that get a bit further than that, I'll start to push into the harmonic minor and say play the harmonic minor, or then mix it up. And I play this in my band as well, because we play all these songs. We play every song. So, and I tend to use this quite a lot. Enter Jafar and play this sort of Arabian sounding guitar solo during some of these songs, whatever key we're in. Seven Nation Army, for example, we play Whole Lot of Rosie, and we play that in E instead of A because A is ridiculously high for any singer. And I'll put it into that solo as well. I know some of you are probably cringing right now at the thought of it, but I like it, so I'm doing it. Yeah, so you can use it into some guitar solos. So maybe try putting a Seven Nation Army backing track on, and when it comes to the instrumental section after the when it starts that next part there, have a go at making some riffs up. I was planning to do another video about that in the near future if I can get better at this editing business and dropping in and out. So hopefully that'll help. So thank you very much, and have some fun with that. If you've got any suggestions for anything else you'd like to see, just leave a comment and I'll get on with it. Thank you. Bye.